let's talk about Groomzillas. I love this story. This story was written on Salon.com, and a writer by the name of Marty Beckerman talks about his experiences planning a wedding. So he's a male, right? And what we're seeing in the country right now is more and more males are actually getting involved in the planning process of a wedding. So, of course, you've heard about the stereotypical bridezilla, the woman who starts micromanaging a wedding and goes crazy, you know, bossing people around and focusing on every tiny little detail of that big day. Well, now since more and more couples are starting to live together, men, whether they like it or not, are forced to also take part in the planning process. Marty Beckerman is one of those guys, and he shares his personal story during this blog. So I bring it up today because it really plays into a thought that I've had about weddings for a long time. Weddings always sound like an absolute disaster, okay? He talks about how he's had breakdowns, how he is having a horrible relationship with his fiance at the moment because you start fighting with your fiance over every little detail of the wedding. The families start feuding. Apparently, the seating arrangements are the most difficult aspect of the wedding because families can't get over their drama and they fight with one another during the wedding, so you have to figure out where to seat everyone. And I just think that weddings make more sense when you don't have them and you elope somewhere else.
You know, I totally understand what this guy is saying because at my wedding, my wife wanted, well, I wanted roses for the centerpiece, but my wife wanted hydrangeas. And as you know, I loathe hydrangeas.
He absolutely loathes hydrangeas.
Look, this is ridiculous. I don't understand this one bit. I mean, am I like a out-of-touch old man now? Because I don't get it. Why do these guys care? What do they care? I mean, if it's hydrangeas, roses, if it's steak, salmon, it's one night, who cares? Let the wife have her party. I mean, the wedding is really, not even for the wife, it's really for the parents for the most part, right?
Yes, it is.
I mean, you know, it's their big day to see their son or daughter get married and, you know, have their own life. So you do the wedding for them, who cares? I mean, for a guy to be concerned about the photographer and the seating, who cares? I don't get it one bit. Mm-hmm. Groomzillas out there, stop caring so much. You're crazy.
I don't think they're crazy. First of all, I hate the idea that a wedding should only be what the bride wants or should only be what the parents want. And let's keep it real. In most cases, it is for the parents, right? And it's always the families that make it an unbearable experience because every freaking family member wants to be greedy and have what they want to have on the wedding rather than focusing on what the bride or the groom wants on the wedding. It drives me nuts. But anyway, if guys do want to care, they should be able to take part in the process of planning the wedding. I just don't get why planning a wedding is so difficult. It seems like it wouldn't be difficult, right? It's a ceremony and it's a reception. You plan a party. But for some reason, like, we have this system set up that makes it as difficult as possible. It costs an arm and a leg. You know, prices are inflated for weddings, which drives me crazy as well. You know, the centerpieces, the flowers, the food, the cake. Like, why does the cake have to be $50,000? It's not $50,000, but you get what I mean. A couple $1,000s, when in reality it only costs like $200 to make that cake. You see what I'm saying? So well, you get into all these like disagreements and these fights. It's just, it sounds like a horrible thing, and people lose sight of what a wedding is supposed to be about.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not that bad. I mean, you hear about the bad ones, but most of them are fine. Most of them are totally fine. And you know, when I got married back in '96, that's a long time ago.
It was.
Yeah,
that was
15 years.
There's Steve at his wedding with Cenk.
Cenk was my best man. Look at him. He was like 60 pounds lighter back then.
Cenk is all GQ in that picture. He's like, you know, giving the camera that come hither stare.
My God, I look so young there. I was just a little boy.
My fellow.
What's up with the white gloves?
I don't know.
Are you wearing white gloves?
I'm wearing white gloves. I was told to wear white gloves.
Go down a little to the gloves. Down. Left. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
Jazz hands.
But you know what though? I took one off during the reception. It's like a dance like Michael Jackson. So it was all good.